Hello, everybody. How are you? If you can hear me, I want you to type "I can hear you" in the comment section. Welcome to the Mainseed Mastermind Virtual Summit. And we will be talking today about strategic planning. If you can hear me, I want you to please type "I can hear you." I just want to be sure we are not talking to ourselves. Awesome. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to be speaking to you. I'm so excited to be the host of today's event. And today I have powerful speakers from the United States and outside the United States. So I want you all to grab a pen and a notepad and write down as much as you can, because these people, these speakers, they've got a great wealth of knowledge. I know everything in life is a cliche, but it is whenever that cliche resonates with you that truly matters. No knowledge is wasted. Last year came with its challenges, but this year we have people who are willing to share their experiences, their wealth of knowledge with you that would help you transition from where you are currently to where you want to be and to where you want to see yourself in the future. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this virtual summit as I bring to you the first speaker all the way from the United Kingdom. His name is Ian Harvey. Ian has over 35 years of experience helping thousands of people remove barriers that will take them to their success. And you too, who's listening and watching this program, can also share from his expertise. His aim is to advise business leaders on how to improve their results and effectiveness. Sometimes this will be with a view to turning around a failing business into a profitable organization. His offer of bespoke company-specific training programs is a key factor in his success. Ian is naturally positive and enthusiastic, with an achievement-driven disposition, mixed with his excellent communication, negotiation, and presentation skills. You have someone with the ability to lead, train, motivate, and organize others effectively. He will always show unquestionable determination, commitment, and tenacity, and has a strong desire to succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to join me as I welcome to the stage a man all the way from the United Kingdom, Ian Harvey. Ian, how are you?
Yeah, I'm better than fantastic, thanks, John. So I'm great, and I'm delighted to be able to share with you, and thank you for inviting me on your call today, because it's an honor. It really
My
is.
pleasure. Thank you so much, Ian. I can see you are ready to roll, right?
Yeah, I'm ready to rock. It's nearly supper time here, so I need to get on with it.
Awesome. That's great. That's great. I love the energy. So for those of you listening, please, I want you to grab a pen and a notepad and write down as much as you can. All right. Remember to like and share this video, because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. Like and share. Ian, the stage is all yours.
Well, thank you. And thanks everyone for joining us on Saturday, because I know everyone is busy. I've done this for 35 years. I've helped so many thousands of people transform their life. And the main thing that people get stuck on is exactly what the subject is today, the strategic plan. I've had people who have been working on this for 3 to 4 days and made no progress. So I'm going to make it simple for you today. You see, because the strategic plan is really just the action plan of your goal. And people think it's something absolutely got to be amazing and incredible. What it really has to do is say, okay, I've set a goal and now I need to put the plan behind it. And it doesn't matter whether it's a corporate business or whether it's a private business, it's irrelevant. The thing is, you can do this strategic plan. And there are some incredible speakers coming up after myself. So make sure you stay the whole course because it's like really important. But let's assume that your goal was to, I don't know, let's say your goal this year is to raise £7 million. I meet people who say, oh, I met someone the other day who said, my goal this year is to become a billionaire. And I said, oh, that's cool. How much do you have towards it so far? And he said, like $10. So I thought, oh, he's got a bit to go. And they were saying, now, can I join your mentoring program? And I thought, this is going to be a task, this is. So I said, well, what is your blueprint? Because you wouldn't build a house without a foundation. So, you know, if you were just turned up and you had a barrel full of bricks and you started to put them together with a bit of cement, it wouldn't be long before you're homeless because that would not stack up. So the reality is that you may have a goal of £7 million, for example. But what is the plan behind it? What is that for? Because you have to drill deep. It's not just making a statement. You know, I have a saying that says, if your why doesn't make you cry, you're still looking for your why. So if your why doesn't make you cry, you're still looking for your why. Because the reality is you can put anything out there. You can say 7 million, I want a building a charity, but like, where is it coming from? What is that for? So if you have a monetary value that you're looking for, your strategic plan needs to be around your why. Why do you want that money? Why do you need that money? What is it you are going to do with it? It's because people think, oh, I'll set a goal, I'll be a millionaire next year. No, you won't. You've got to go drilling deep. It's like, what is in your heart? Because when emotion takes over and meets up with your passion, you are on the right track. But you need to actually have something that, like, when you think about it, when your real reason is there, it brings a tear to your eye. Because if it doesn't, you're still looking for it. So, you know, we have to do things like, okay, so let's put building blocks in place. Because if you don't have that blueprint, you're going to struggle. You really are going to struggle. So the deal is this. Here's my goal. And now how are we going to achieve it? Because the strategic plan is like, how do we achieve it? But you have to cement in place just what it is that you're looking for. So if, for example, your goal is a monetary value, and we'll work on the 7 million. Let's assume your goal is to achieve 7 million this year. Now, what is your blueprint? What are actions are you going to take? What are you going to spend that money on? And I always believe you should cement it as hard as you can. Now, I don't know if you can see these, but these are like affirmation cards. And I have actually used these for 34 years. And people say, why do you need to use those affirmation cards? You know it all. No, I don't. And, you know, everyone has a day when they think, oh, and how do you pick yourself back up? Well, a good strategic plan will mean you will have some phenomenal affirmation cards, and they'll all be around the goal. And, you know, here's this question for you. Take your most valid friend who you know will support you and go to them and say, here is my goal and here is my plan. And here are my affirmations. And if you can't read out your affirmations to your best friend, you're on the wrong track. So in these affirmations, this is for 7 million. I have plenty of them. I have one that says, I love money and money loves me. We have received £7 million. I am a money magnet. I am a millionaire. I am financially free. I have more than enough money. Now you might say, well, that's greed. Well, no, it's not greed because you don't know what my why is. And here's the important part about this. You see, my actual goal this year is to raise £7 million. And what we're going to actually do with that is we are going to provide each of our daughters a home, because that's what we want to do. Now, we don't just say we're going to buy you a home. We go there and drill deep. So, for example, everyone will have a little card, and on the back, It's got a message. And here is the key. I have 4 of these here because I have 4 daughters. And it just simply says it's your lucky day. This is the key to your new home. Budget £500,000. Happy hunting. Now, the thing is, we could easily say, oh, yeah, we'll buy you a home. No, let's go deep. Let's put the strategic plan together. So part of it is we're going to buy 4 homes. The other part of it is the one that really gets my heart beating is we, as a family, our strategy is to get as many young teenage girls and boys, really, off the streets into a safe haven. There are lots of them sleeping in doorways. This is my why. It gets me going. We will allocate £3 million to that charity and become members with them to make sure we can get as many people off the street, because it's not always their fault that they're sitting in doorways. But the challenge is this. We know what we're doing, and if you don't set the plan, there's a good chance you'll go back. Now, you can't go back to where you were, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. That's what it is. And for me, I always tell everyone on my mentoring program, write this down. And I would write this down yourselves now. Leaving a way back is accepting failure in advance. Leading a way back is accepting failure in advance, because you've got your blueprint. You know what you need to do. And sometimes you're going to hit a curved ball. And what most people do, they go to safety. Because, you know, you can't change history. What happened yesterday is done. But it's called a comfort zone. So people like keep one foot in both camps, or go back to their comfort zone where last year they didn't achieve anything and think, but this year it'll be different. No, it won't. You can't change history, but you can create it. There's a big difference. You see, for me, it's when you've got to move forward, never look back. You're not going in that direction. So anything behind you, like you need to close the door, you need to bolt the door, you need to lock the door. You cannot come back. End of story. You need to burn the boat, pull the drawbridge up. You have absolutely no way of going back. And when you give that commitment to your strategy, you're on the right track. Imagine a steam train is pulled up in the station and it has 20 different trains behind it, carriages. And they stoke up the fire and they stoke up the fire. So the engine is ready to go and no one hooks up the carriages. So the steam train goes, but everything else is left behind. The problem is in those carriages was important cargo. And that's what it's like in your mind. When you are putting your strategic plan together, it is your goal. It is your number one goal. You need to make sure you've got your blueprint in place. You need to make sure that, I'll just share one last thing, because some people say it's tough to do this. Yes, it is. But listen to this. You need to get through the tough times. Get a mentor. A mentor will help you. Because I can remember the first thing I was taught when I was 19 is some fleas were put in a jar and they put the lid on the jar and the fleas jumped and jumped and they thought, this is hard. So they started jumping less. They were programming themselves not to jump high. They took the lid off the jar and the fleas still didn't come out. They only jumped so far. And that is because they are conditioned to fail. They're conditioned to only jump that high. Well, when you do your strategic plan how high you're going and then increase it by another 50%, because that way you're going to be on track, and you will. I do offer a 30-minute free consultation if you want it. IanAHarvey.com. Hit the button and I would love to spend time in just trying to help you thrash out this plan. But, you know, guys, you've got some fantastic people coming up now. So keep that lead in that pencil. Thank you, John.
That was awesome, Ian. Some great nuggets. If you're listening to this program, I want you to please say, I can hear you if you can hear us. Like and share. Ian, you just dropped some powerful nuggets that would help businesses, organizations, individuals kickstart their 2021. And that's the whole idea. about the Mainseed Mastermind Virtual Summit. You said, let's put a building block in place, have a blueprint. You made mention about mentorship. Mentorship is paramount. So for those people who are listening, have a blueprint, have a mentor. Then he talked about a goal card, which is very important for positive affirmations, for you to always remind yourself that you've got greatness in you. I love all those nuggets you drop, Ian. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure listening to you.
You're welcome.
All right. So if you want to reach out to Ian Harvey, please go to ianaharvey.com. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we will be bringing in the next speaker. She is also a very powerful lady, all the way from Tennessee. Her name is Eseverere. She is a passionate speaker, a business coach, an upcoming author, and an entrepreneur. She is most known for using her voice and story to inspire, motivate, and empower people to stay positive, to dream big, live an intentional life, and fulfill their purpose. She's also the host and founder of the 529 CEO broadcast. She uses her channel to inspire career professionals and everyday people, teaching that it is possible to transition from a 9 to 5 into a full-time entrepreneurship and live a life of their dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to help me welcome to the stage this beautiful lady, intelligent, smart lady, Eseverere, the 529 CEO. How are you, madam?
I am doing great, John. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored.
I can see you're bubbling already.
Absolutely. I love the energy. So, are you prepared to share your nuggets that would help people transition from where they are to where they want to go?
Sure. I stay ready.
All right. No problem. The stage is all yours, man.
Thank you so much. How is everybody doing today? From Nashville, Tennessee, the weather looks good. We're in winter, but when I went out today, I was like, I think this is a sign that this program is going to go well. If you're watching me and this is your first time, I want to introduce myself again. My name is Eseverere, aka the 529 CEO. Today, I want to talk about strategic planning. A great speaker just spoke before me, and I got so much value from what he said. I hope you got some of those tips. And you know, he showed you his goal card. He showed you the keys to the home for his children. Oh my God, talk about planning. Talk about people that have vision. Talk about people that are focused on their goal and they're putting those things into place, basically, right? And taking action. And I'm just gonna, continue from there. Today, thinking about strategic planning, I just want to thank John again, for putting this whole program together. When I'm thinking about strategic planning and how can we make 2020, or how can we get the best from 2020? Sorry, I keep saying 2020, right? We're in 2021. But what I'm saying here is we all will agree that 2020 had its challenge, and coming into 2021, we had a different vision. We all had goals. We all had plans that we wanted to, that we have in place, that we want to achieve in this new year. And if there's one great lesson, I know 2020 had, there was grief, there was tribulation, but at the same time, it also had blessings, right? And so I want to focus on those blessings and those things that, that has helped us and helped us to transition into 2021. When you're thinking about the new year, today is already like the 16th of January. So 16 days gone already that we can't do anything about. But what is in front of us is actually better and more. And that's what we can build on. It said someone that fails to plan is planning to fail, right? So you definitely don't want to be on that other seat. Today, I want to just use an illustration of a football field, or a football game. And when I say football here, I'm talking about the American football. So I'm originally from West Africa, and we refer to soccer as football. But today I'm talking about American football. And some of the things I want to highlight are the essentials of the American football. For instance, we know we have 11 players, right? 11 players on the offense and 11 players on the defense. What are some other things that are peculiar to the American football? The field, right? You have the 100-yard as against the 50-yard. Some of these things that I'm going to mention are already pre-planned, basically, right? These are like the rules of the game. Something else that we'll have will be like the timing. I want to call them like the parameters. The timing, how long the game is going to run for, those are already pre-planned. Something else I want to mention will be probably the startup time or the kickoff time. Another thing may be, let's see, the location of the game, right? Where are they going to play the game this year? Or February is almost here, right? Where is this next great football game going to be? Where are we going to watch the football and things like that? Some of all these things they are called parameters. You don't do anything. You can't change it. But if you go into a game, when two teams come together to play a football game, they can't do anything about the set parameters because those are the rules of the game. But when they come into the game, the whole purpose of the offense and the defense is to win. Am I right? If I'm right, I want you to type in the comment section, win. You want to win. The goal is to win. And for you to be able to win on both sides, depending on how the game goes, you need a strategy. Do you agree with me? If you agree with me, I want you to type agree. So that tells us that we always need a strategy. A strategy is very, very important, right? Which means that sometimes a strategy itself needs a strategy. Do you agree with me? Yes. Okay. And in simple terms, I have here that strategy is basically getting the job done. So whatever your goals and visions are in 2020, how do you intend to get the job done? How do you intend to go about it in such a way that you can win? In such a way that when we get to the end of 2021, I'm sorry if I keep saying 2020, but when we get to the end of 2021, you can look back and say, you know what? I did it. I achieved it. I had a goal in mind and I was able to get to that goal. One thing I want to point out here will be, or one advice or one suggestion I want to give will be how we can probably change one limiting belief. So I want to come from the aspect of mindsets here, right? I want you to look in your business or in your life right now in 2021 and ask yourself, what is one limiting belief that I have? Or what is one limiting belief that can hold me bound, or that I know that I keep, that can mess up my strategy that I have to be able to get my goal or to be able to achieve the goal that I have for 2021? I can give you some suggestion. And one thing I might want to point out is, because of all the struggles that we faced in 2020, especially because of the uncertainty, we didn't go into 2020 with all those, we thought it was just going to be this year that has this 2-round figure. And what happened? We were faced with all kinds of curveballs. But if you're listening to me right now, you survived it. You survived all the hardship. If your business was hit, guess what? I'm sure you're thinking of another strategy, or you've come up with new strategies, goals, and vision to make this year more explosive in your business. But is there something that you're still struggling with, or that you came with from 2020 into 2021? Could that be a limiting belief? Could it be the spirit of perfection or the act of perfection? I always say that, or this is a saying or a quote that says that perfection is the enemy of done. If you're trying to get everything perfect, it's a limiting belief. It will hold you back. It will not, you will feel like, okay, it has to be perfect before I can roll out this plan. And most of the time we spend the whole first quarter of the year or maybe half of the year planning. You need to put action into it, right? Don't wait for it to be perfect. So go ahead, those goals that you have, go ahead and start working on them. If you're thinking of writing a course, go ahead and finish up the course, put the time into it. If you need to lose sleep, please do. And I'm talking to myself also. You know, if you have to starve yourself of sleep, that's fine. And one other thing, because I see my time is up, one other suggestion I want to make will be probably the limiting belief of procrastination. Please don't procrastinate because there is no time, right? We want to do what we have to do now because you can never tell where the table will turn to. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope those tips have been helpful. Thank you, John.
Wow. Eseverere, the 5 to 9 CEO. I loved all the nuggets that you gave. Guys, if you're listening to this program, please don't forget to write all these things because these are tips that can help you transition from where you are to where you want to go. She made mention about focusing on your blessings. We know a lot of challenges, you know, we all went through challenges last year, but she wants you to focus on your blessings. Then she said, if you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. That's a quote by Benjamin Franklin. I love that quote. So if you're listening, please take note of all these points. Eseverere, thank you so much for shining your light because the essence of this program is to inspire someone out there. You know, it's not for everybody. It's for that one person who this message resonates with. And I loved everything you said. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John. Thank you for having me. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. This is going to be interesting.
Yes.
Back there and hopping on.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. We still have some powerful speakers, people with a great wealth of knowledge that you can learn from. The next person we'll be bringing to the stage is Dr. Nikhil Shah from Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. Nikhil currently serves as the CEO and co-founder of Nephrodite Incorporated. It's an early stage startup medical device company focused on developing implantable continuous functioning dialysis device. Wow. Until recently, he additionally has served highly visible executive leadership roles at a variety of health systems, overseeing the quality, safety, and financial success based on the development of robust analytics and metric-based platforms. Dr. Shah has performed thousands of minimal access and robotic procedures with specific expertise in genitourinary oncology and urinary tract reconstruction. Dr. Shah is the recipient of numerous awards and has authored many peer-reviewed publications. He holds an adjunct associate professorship at the Georgia Institute of Technology, and Dr. Shah has made several appearances on CNN with Dr. Sanjay Gupta. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to join me to welcome to the stage this powerful man, this powerful mentor and speaker, as he tells us ways on how to plan strategically. How are you, Dr. Shah?
John, I am doing wonderful. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate the opportunity and thank you. And it's an honor to be here amongst the previous two speakers and the speakers coming after me. What an amazing group you have compiled today. So I agree. Whoever's listening and participating, stay tuned because this is going to be an amazing program.
Yes, please like and share. The stage is yours, sir.
Thank you. So in looking at my experiences over time, both or coming from being a physician leader, a mentor to students, an educator, as well as to some degree an innovator through my activities at Georgia Tech and overseas, I could probably summarize a lot of what I could talk about in terms of my experience in about 5 different areas. And these are, rather than a strategic plan, these are probably more tidbits, as John has alluded to in the previous speakers, tidbits about things that I think were best suited for success and a way to keep your mindset. You know, it's that time of the year where everyone has a New Year's resolution. And if you look at the data about New Year's resolutions, it's only about 1 or 2 out of 10 people that actually achieve their New Year's resolution. And probably, if not most of the time, the reason is that the resolutions are, while good intentioned, are lofty and often unachievable. For example, I want to lose 100 pounds this year, and I'm going to do it. But there hasn't been total thought or complete thought about how to actually lose the weight. And losing 100 pounds, I would say even losing 5 pounds or a pound is a daunting task. And it has to be done with precision. It has to be done with a plan, as the previous speakers have talked about. And so what I try to tell my friends, family, patients, and others is make an achievable goal. So the overall goal is to lose weight. I want to lose, I'd like to lose a lot of weight this year. I'd like to become healthier. And I'm going to have a path to do that that is not only safe, but I'm going to start with losing 10 pounds in the first 6 weeks. And once I can do that, and once you have the formula of how to do that, the subsequent pounds will come off even easier. But once you start trying to lose 100 pounds, and that's your goal, and that's your only goal, it becomes daunting and difficult to achieve. So I think making achievable goals and objectives for yourself, whether it's professionally or personally, is important. I think the second out of 5 tidbits that I could offer is, and I'm a surgeon, and we use this mantra a lot, which is, I will take grit, pure, old-fashioned, hardworking grit over just about anything else. There's no question that, obviously, being intelligent and having smarts is necessary and great. And I take that for granted. I run into a lot of people that have a baseline of intelligence. They're very smart, they're very capable, but it's that grit that separates you from the rest of the pack. Staying longer, working harder, working extra to achieve a goal. Just because it becomes 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, if you haven't finished the task, maybe not the right time to go yet. So grit over anything, I think, is one of the hallmarks of a successful person. Go the extra mile and work hard. No question that in doing surgery, when we look at surgeons for training, we look at their ability for that pure grit trait and working hard over anything else. The third thing I'd like to share in terms of successful strategies and doing well is, in any capacity, in any project or objective that you seek out to do, again, whether it's personal or professional, build your team. And that team doesn't have to necessarily be employed by you, but it's the team that you're going to surround yourself with to accomplish the task. Whether that task is fixing your window in your house, whether that task is helping your kids with a lemonade stand on the street, or that task is something at work, build your team. Find that amazing group of individuals, but you want to find an individual not that one that you necessarily, well, I like you and you're my friend and I want you to join the team. You want to find individuals that obviously you like, that share a similar cultural thought process as you do, but also that has a skill and a trait that you need to accomplish your task. So for example, if we were with Ian and his girls, one of the previous speakers, and we were helping them accomplish their task of, let's say, making a lemonade stand in the UK, what would we need? Well, let's find someone on the team who is a farmer or who can get us delivery of lemons to make the lemonade. Let's find someone to join the team who has an acumen for business that will help us price out how much we're going to charge for the lemonade and who's going to keep track of the books. So amassing a group of individuals just to bring individuals together for a project on a team isn't really helpful unless each one of those team members has a specific skill set that helps you accomplish your goal. Remember, you want them to share your culture, and I don't mean culture, ethnicity culture. I mean your overall approach to how to get things done. And you want to come together on common goals and objectives. And you, as the leader, have to make sure that you are communicative and transparent. And I've always believed in positive leadership. I don't believe in negativity. I always honor the positive work and the work of others through positivity, but not through denigrating people or through negativity. I guess the fourth thing that I would talk about with you that I think is really important is that pivots or course changes are okay. You know, we always want the straight line. I start here and I'm going to accomplish this goal or task here, and it should be a straight line from A to B. And we all know that it's never A to B. It's A to zigzag B to zigzag C, and then it keeps going because there's always hurdles and obstacles or unexpected, unanticipated changes that occur in any project, any idea, in anything that you do. And so as humans, and we tend to resist change. We don't like it when the plan changes unexpectedly. But in business or in accomplishing your goals, that is often the norm. And so pivots are okay. Change course, readjust the plan, and readjust in a way that will make you successful. It may add time. You may have to add people. You may have to add money. But if you don't pivot when it's necessary, it'll be hard to achieve the objective. And then I guess the fifth thing that I'd like to share, which I think is something that I really like a lot, it's a pay it forward. And what I mean by that is I try to tell my medical students, my residents, even friends and colleagues, not a day should go by where we don't try to accomplish one task a day, not necessarily related to work. So I'm a surgeon and I operate every day and take care of patients, but I think we should spend or have one task a day, not related to work, where we perform a selfless act to help someone out of the blue where they wouldn't expect it, and without any regard for something in return, helping someone across the street, helping someone at the cash register that doesn't necessarily have enough money to purchase something, just a task, one little thing every day. I asked my students to do this, and as they began to do it, I said, well, write down your task every day. And what was interesting was as they started doing more and more tasks and they started writing them down, one of my residents said to me, my trainee said, Dr. Shah, I stopped documenting after I got through my first full notebook of tasks because he had started to accomplish more. He started doing more tasks every day. So those are my 5 tidbits that I would share with the audience, John, and I'll pause there.
Dr. Shah, that was awesome. You know, those 5 tips can help anybody, can help any team, can help any organization move from point A to point B. And that's the whole idea about strategic planning, so that you can move from where you are to where you want to go. I so much love those points. The first one you said, make an achievable goal, which is paramount. Then grit over anything is a hallmark for success. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still watching, please like and share this video, because you might just be saving the life of that one person, that one individual who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. And you went further ahead to say, build your team. Get people who would add value, not just people who are available. That's perfect. Then you said pivot or course change, or course changes are okay. Yeah, it's okay to tweak things. It's okay to, move a bit to another corner. Yes, it's allowed. And you said pay it forward. So no matter what we do, no matter how much money you make, always learn to pay it forward. Help those who truly need your help. Thank you so much, Dr. Shah. That was powerful.
Thank you, John.
I really appreciate that.
Thanks so much.
All right. So how can people reach out to you? You want them to go to your website?
John, to reach out to me, they can do it through LinkedIn, or I can share my email in the chat.
Okay. What about the website?
The website is fine too.
All right.
It would go through as well.
All right, no problem. For everybody listening to the program and watching, it's nephrodite.com. It's being displayed on the screen. Thank you so much, Dr. Shah. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
All right. Yes. I want you all to still hang on, because we still have some more powerful speakers who would be able to ignite that passion of yours. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the next person who is also a very powerful motivational speaker, and her name is Dr. Angie Gray. Sorry, the next speaker is David D. Archer. David Archer is he's the Deputy Governor of the British Virgin Islands. He's a motivational speaker. He is an influencer who helps to build people, businesses, governments, and nations. His passion for human capital development and helping people reach their full potential has led to his impactful speaking globally in countries such as Thailand, Italy, Budapest, India, United States, United Kingdom, and throughout the Caribbean. David is a policy advisor to the government leaders and is a business and life success coach. His ability to inspire and lead makes David a sought-after motivational speaker and facilitator who also performs with the power of music. David is also, like I said, the Deputy Governor of the British Virgin Islands. As an author, David's book, entitled Pioneering Greatness, is filled with gems to help people become greater than they are currently. David has been trained by Tony Robbins and Les Brown, and he sees them as his leaders in the space of motivational speaking and leadership. David, thank you so much for joining me on the program. How are you?
I'm doing well, John. Thanks for having me.
It's awesome. The line is echo. There's an echo at the background. Do you have your phone there? Do you want to remove your phone from the vicinity? Take it away from the laptop or the computer.
I will check on that now. Is there still an echo?
I can still hear an echo. It's all right. We will get that resolved.
Let's try one more time. Are you still?
It's better now. Just remove the phone from your pocket, from the table.
We have done that. We don't have anything around. Not sure quite what's happening.
Okay. I can hear you. So how are you, David?
I am doing well. And
Okay,
yourself?
I'm doing awesome. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Awesome. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much. And of course, John, thanks for having me. I was in the background listening to all of the amazing speakers speaking about being amazing, but really speaking about strategic planning and what it really means to move from point A to point B. Now, we can make this into a very complex subject matter, but I would like to make it rather simple and rather easy, hopefully. Well, as a young boy, my grandfather had a one-story house. And he told me one day, David, I want to build a bigger house. And he said, I don't want to build a bigger house because I want to show off. He said, I want to build a bigger house because I want all my family to be around me. So that's the first time that I heard and I realized that to achieve anything, you must have a purpose and a goal. So when we think about planning, there are 5 quick questions I'd like to share with you. Question number 1 will be the why. Question number 2 will be the how. Question number 3 will be the what. Question number 4 will be the when. And lastly, but rather critically, question number 5 will be the who. So question number 1, going back to my grandfather, why do we want to be amazing? Why should we plan? What is really at the foundation? What's the focus? Here's where you hear companies talk about their vision, talk about where they want to be, where they want to go. But I always should have more than just talk or communication. There must be something that ensures that you're able to move from point A to point B. And in doing so, you must have what I call an overall purpose. Why are you doing that? So I like to call this approach, why do you want to be amazing? And for the rest of my presentation, I will talk about strategic planning, but yes, I will also talk about why you want to be amazing. So the first question, why do you want to be amazing? The second question is, how are we going to be amazing? And here's where we talk about the values of the organization, the values of a company, or even the values of you as an individual. How are you going to be amazing? Are you going to be committed to excellent and amazing customer service? Are you going to value your employees? Are you going to have technology as your driving force and your commitment? So once we have a purpose, once we know why we want to be amazing, why we want to plan, we must have the question of how are we going to be amazing? And we're going to do so by valuing people, for example, being honest, being prompt, being on time, being committed. So that's the first part of the presentation. That's the why. The second part and the second question is the how. And now we're going to talk about the what. Now, when we have a conversation about the what, we're normally talking about things such as your goals and your overall objectives. Naturally, it's good to start off with just saying, where do I want to go? I want to be the #1 company in America, in Africa, in Europe. I want to ensure that my products are throughout the world. I want to make sure as an individual I am well respected in my profession. Now that is actually the what. That's a goal. However, we have to be a little bit more detailed. We have to be a little bit more smart. S-M-A-R-T. If you're with me, just type in S-M-A-R-T. Smart. So that's being specific. We must be measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Everything that we want to achieve under the what must be able to be measured, must be able to be smart. So it's not that I want to be more successful or I want to grow the company, is I want to grow my company by 15%. I want to be one of the most successful entrepreneurs based on the index of entrepreneurs. So things must be measurable. You must be able to achieve them through a measurable standard. So that's actually the what. So we've talked about the why, we've talked about the how, we've talked about the what. Now let's speak about the when. Now it's not good enough to have an amazing dream. It's not good enough to just talk about what will motivate us, what will be our values that will drive our approach or companies, or it's not just good enough to talk about what we'll do in terms of our goals or our objectives. How would we know, or when will we know we're getting there, or we're on our way? when we do specific and details things. So I'm not going to be great and amazing or increase my sales by 10% or 15% or achieve to be great on the stage of speaking unless I do some specific things. So to achieve the what's, you have to know when and what needs to be necessary. So that means I have to be able to say, I will do the following. To become great in sales, I will actually create a marketing plan by June. To be amazing and to be the next great speaker, I will be on this platform with John and other great speakers. Things that you can list step by step that will overall get you to your goal. And lastly, but which I think is probably the most critical and amazing piece to planning and being strategic. That is the who. Many times we don't take our own vision or our own mission or our own passion and share it widely enough. You need people, regardless of technology or advancement in information intelligence or anything along those lines. You need people to help you to be amazing. So you need to spend the right amount of time selecting the right people for your organization. You need to spend the right amount of time ensuring the people who are around you are like-minded people, because it's just as critical as you plan for your business or your company as it is that you plan for yourself. So to conclude, 5 amazing yet simple questions. Why? Why do we want to be amazing? Why should we plan? 2, how are we going to be amazing? What will drive us? What will be our values? What will be the core and the guts of our organization? Number 3, what do we have to do to ensure that? The goals, but a step down or a step up from the goals, the objectives, those which are measurable, those which are SMART. I can achieve them. By November 15th, I'll do the following. By the end of the month, in 2 years, I will have a home for my daughter, as we heard from one of the other speakers. And of course, we also have the when. The when makes you take the step. We will know we're achieving these goals when we've done the following things. And lastly, but rather critically, and for me, probably the most important part is, who will help us to achieve this? It has been an amazing pleasure to dialogue today. I want to reiterate the importance of platforms like this. John, I want to thank you. Amazing job for bringing us together, for sharing our thoughts and our words. And I am so elated to be a part of such a illustrious group this afternoon.
Thank you so much, David. That was awesome. You know, these 5 questions are very important, because I was also asking myself these questions at the same time while you were asking. You said the first question is, why do you want to be successful? How do you want to be successful? What do you need to do? When and who? That's why, how, what, when, and who. Those are key points for organizations, for individuals, to help them achieve their strategic goals. You also made mention about hanging around like-minded people. Like our mentor Les Brown would say, OQQ, hang around only quality people. Thank you so much. David and I have been mentored by Les Brown. So he's a powerful speaker. Thank you for coming out. And I know everybody has learned a few things from you.
Thank you. And John, if persons would like to go to my website, www.davidarcher.com. I have a small yet impactful gift for you, some excerpts from my book, so you can be rather engaged and continue the overall atmosphere of helping to make people become more amazing. Thank you very much.
That's great. So for those listening, the website is currently being displayed on the screen. It's daviddarcher.com. Is that correct?
Yes, daviddarcher.com. Yes.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Have a blessed Saturday.
Same to you.
Yes. Kindly like and share this video. These are nuggets that we need to help us achieve our dreams and our goals and our visions for 2021. Stay tuned. We still have some powerful speakers who are willing to come out and share their stories and wealth of knowledge with you. The next person I'll be calling out is Dr. Angie Gray. Angie is from New Jersey, or she resides in New Jersey. She's the co-founder of Brighter Horizons Empowerment Services, LLC. She has over 20 years experience, relevant education, numerous certifications, accolades, honors, and awards. Angie is equipped to assist many in the pursuit of fulfilling their purpose, passion, and destiny. It is her desire to empower the voiceless to find and effectively use their voice. Her philosophy acknowledges that inside every person, there is greatness, yes. And she works diligently to assist them in accessing their inward abilities, tools, and potential while realizing their purpose, position, path, and destiny. She assists her clients in identifying and releasing distractions that often keep them unfulfilled and feeling unpurposed. Angie counts it a blessing, honor, and a privilege to be a wife and mother of 4 who also serves on the ministerial team at her church. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to join me to welcome to the stage Dr. Angie Gray. Angie, how are you? I can barely hear you. Okay, you need to unmute yourself, Angie. Angie, if you can hear me, you need to unmute your mic.
Okay, there.
Awesome.
Am I there now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
Awesome. I am well, and thank you so much, Dr. Ughulu, for bringing me to this wonderful forum. I am grateful, honored, and privileged to be among so many wonderful and great speakers and people. The people that you have assembled, as well as yourself, are here to make a difference in this world, and it is exactly what we need. So I thank you for including me in this illustrious group.
My pleasure.
I am blessed that I have picked up so many gems in the speakers that have come before me, and I know that the speakers that come after me, I will still continue to gather such nuggets and gems of genuine awesomeness. So I thank you for that. And as we start thinking about strategic planning, we must really look at the fact that 2020 was a challenging year for most of us, for many of us, but there were also some wonderful things that came out of 2020. And the people who got wonderful things out of 2020, they had a plan and they executed their plan. So I want us to know that 2021 is the year to get it done. So whatever your it is, I want you to know that it's time to get it done. And in order to do that, you've got to make a concerted effort to do so. This is not the time to take things lightly. This is the time to be serious and to make a decision. And that decision is that you know what you want from life, and you have to decide that you are willing to do whatever it takes to go get it. You are willing by any means necessary to make it happen. One of my quotes that I live by comes from Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it says, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be." And with that in mind, I say to you that we must live life by design, not by default. You are the architect of your life. And I would want you to do something. I want you to write this down. I am the architect of my life. Write that down. And if you would, drop that in the chat box. See, there's some real magic that happens when we write down things that tends to solidify them and make them more likely to come true. So I want you to write that down on your own paper, and then also drop it in the chat so that you have a community of other witnesses to what you are willing to do, because you are now going to be willing and committed to building your life. And there's 4 words that I want you to think about as you think about building this life and becoming the architect of your life. Those 4 words are discipline, intention, commitment, and energy. And all 4 of these things are key ingredients to building a life that you love. So as you sit down and think about what it is that you want and write down what you want, I want you to think about discipline. Discipline is honestly the difference between surviving and thriving. Those people who live a disciplined, structured life have a much better life because they are in control. Rather than life controlling them, they are controlling their life. And this is where sometimes being disciplined is not comfortable. It creates discomfort. And that is perfectly fine because there is no growth in comfort. Growth comes when we get out of our comfort zone. Growth comes when we become discomforted. So don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to find yourself being discomforted, because that's where it happens. That's where the magic happens. The magic happens in that discomfort. And what I want you to know that in being disciplined, we must have disciplined routines. Your morning routine is critical. Your evening routine is critical. And I like to start with the evening routine because the evening routine will drive the next morning routine. So that's something that you want to be clear about. You want to be clear about what it is that you need to do to prepare for tomorrow. So in doing your routines, make sure that you include everything, write it down, that you need to do in order to have a smooth and fluid morning. And as we look at discipline, I also want us to look at the fact that part of our morning routine should include prayer, meditation, a list of gratitude, exercise, sleep, diet. And by diet, I mean nutrition, yes, but I also mean what we take in. And that means what we take in through our eyes and our ears. Pay attention to what you're reading. Pay attention to what you are watching on television. Pay attention to the people and your surroundings that are around you. Keep positive people around you, or as Les Brown says, only quality people, OQP. I want you to make sure that you read every single day for a minimum of 20 minutes per day. And you should be doing so, honestly, much more than that, but make sure a minimum of 20 minutes of reading each day. Intention. Intention is critical. When we are moving forward in our day, it's important that we start our day with intentionality. We need to start our day by saying, I intend to have a great day, a productive day, a positive day. I intend to make sure that I am getting everything out of this day that I can possibly get out of this day. We all start with the same 1,440 minutes per day. It's up to us to use them in the way that we see fit. Yes, but also in an effective way, an efficient manner, a way that's going to bring us closer to achieving the goals that we have set for ourselves. So we want to make sure that we use time wisely. Do not waste time. There is no such thing as an unimportant day. So make sure that you are working towards your goals on a daily basis. Committed consistency. We need to make sure that we are committed to being consistent. So many of us, we start gung-ho. I heard one of the speakers mention New Year's resolutions. Well, we don't necessarily need a resolution to get us to be committed. I want us to commit to being consistent. So in order to be consistent, we need to start out with small, incremental steps rather than looking at the whole big picture. Look at the little baby steps that you can take. Those baby steps will get you to where you want to go much sooner than the big giant steps that may cause you to trip and fall. So I want you to be focused on what it is that you are doing, and make sure that every single thing that you are doing is taking you closer to achieving your goals and the plans that you have for yourself. Do not allow the distractions of life to knock you off of your game. You must stay within your game and stay focused on what you're doing. One of the ways to do that is to have your energy level up to par. We must make sure that our energy is up to snuff, and the way to do that is through self-care. We must maintain and achieve sufficient energy in order to get it done in 21. And I see that I am out of time, but I want to make sure that we have one last nugget, and that is remove all energy vampires from your life, whether they be people, places, things, habits, hangups, or hurts. Get rid of those things that are sucking the life out of you. Thank you so much. And please remember to live life by design, not by default. Thank you.
Wow. Get rid of people who are time wasters. Get rid of people who do not have the same energy as you do. Hang around only quality people. And Dr. Angie, you talked about having the discipline.
Energy vampire.
Be intentional about your goals. Have the commitment. You have to be committed to your goals and have the energy. You also talked about growth coming when we step out of our comfort zone. You know, we know a lot of people are comfortable where they are. A lot of people, after achieving one milestone, they become so comfortable and they relax. And that's the beginning of failure. Now, strategic planning comes in. Thank you so much. Your speech was remarkable.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
It comes from the heart because I've been there, done that.
I can imagine that. Thank you so
struggle
much.
And move forward.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Dr. Angie. So how can people reach out to you? I see your website is drangieGray.com. Is that correct?
That is correct. DrAngieGray.com, and Gray is with an A. And they can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube. So I am excited to hear from anyone. Please feel free to reach out to me if I can be of service to you.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much, Dr. Gray. It's been a pleasure listening to your nuggets. And I know the people out there have learned a lot from you. Thank you so much. And have a great Saturday.
You too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We still have some powerful speakers. So I want you to stay, listen, write down, and please remember to like and share, because it wouldn't take you much. You might just be saving the life of one person just by sharing. Pay it forward. Thank you. And the next speaker is my neighbor, Ike, all the way from Alpharetta, Georgia, Mr. Ike Ikoku. He's a best-selling author, speaker, business growth strategist, mindset coach, and personal finance expert. Ike helps service-based entrepreneurs, sales professionals, unemployed C-suite executives, and other aspiring and existing coaches tap into their zone of brilliance, monetize their unique skill sets and personality, and also helps them build a 7-figure business coaching enterprise in 12 to 24 months, guaranteed. You don't need to have any experience in marketing or tech. He can take you there. He is the founder of My Limitless Living brand of companies, creator of the Breaking Invisible Boundaries and 3 Phases of Success programs. He's also the co-founder of the Coachinaire Institute and founder of the Breakthrough Business Coaching in a Box opportunity. Today, he's one of the most talented coaches in the business world. Having overcome many adversities to achieve his own success in life, Ike has the ability to change the way we think about things, the way we feel about things, and he can help us change our results like no one else you've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to join me as I welcome my neighbor, the financial expert, Mr. Ike Ikoku, a CPA. Thank you, Mr. Ike. How are you?
John, if I was doing any better, I think I need a twin just to contain it all, brother. What a distinguished panel of speakers you've had today, man. It's just been incredible listening to everybody's wisdom being shared here in your program today.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we are looking forward to hearing from you. Guys, if you're listening, like and share. That's all we're asking you to do. Share this video to save that person, that business from failing. Thank you.
Sharing is caring, as they say, right?
Yes. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Well, listen, guys, thank you for your time and attention today. I have to absolutely note that I loved all the speakers today, but I loved what our last speaker shared on the virtues of discipline, commitment, intention, and energy. You know, one of my key lessons in life has been really getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know, she spoke about routines, both your day routines and your night routines. And it's my personal belief that if you're able to win the morning, you will win the day. And if you win the day, you'll win the week. And if you win your week, you'll also win your month. It starts to compound on each other. So as we continue our dialogue today on this whole idea of strategic planning, I think one of the goals of strategic planning is to really advance the goals that we have for our life, for our business. And in so doing, we tend to kind of scour the face of the earth, so to speak. We're looking for programs, we're looking at opportunities to help further this initiative. But ultimately, oftentimes, we end up becoming victims of what I like to call yes-itis. That's our inability to say no. That's where we end up saying yes to everyone's program and offer that they have simply because they've done some really, really good marketing. And so we ultimately fall prey to what I love to call the shiny object syndrome, which in my mind is really one of the biggest deterrents to strategic planning itself. So if you took a look at the library in my home, there is no shortage of programs and courses and things that I've acquired over the last decade plus. Now, some of these programs and courses that I've gotten have been really, really good stuff. Some not so much, but if I'm being honest, there are several that I hadn't even opened, right? As a self-proclaimed self-help junkie, rather than these investments actually becoming self-help, a lot of times they've ended up becoming shelf help. Maybe you can also relate. So I thought during our time today that I would spend some time talking to you about how we can all avoid the shiny object syndrome, SOS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a proven way to never, ever become a victim of SOS anymore. And it all starts by recognizing, embracing, and living into what I call your PVG. And you've got to do that daily. PVG is an acronym for your purpose, your vision, and your goals. And you see, when you have clarity on all three of those dimensions, you can boldly and confidently say no to those things that aren't in alignment with your PVG. And in so doing, you'll end up avoiding the shiny object syndrome. So when it comes to our purpose, when it comes to your purpose, there's really two parts to it. There's your spiritual purpose, and then there's your life purpose. And you have to understand what each one of those mean. So your spiritual purpose is oftentimes transcendental. It's beyond you. You know, it speaks to sort of a higher calling upon your life. It speaks to the mark that you're looking to leave on the earth. And so the acronym that I use to try to help people unlock their spiritual purpose is what I call MAT, M-A-T. You're going to want to write that down. The M really stands for what motivates you. Like, why do you choose to get out of bed each and every morning? It's a critical question that you've got to be able to answer for yourself. For me, it's all about helping people identify what their superpower is and helping them unlock their infinite potential. The A in the acronym stands for anger. And you've got to be able to answer the question, what angers you? So oftentimes we have a negative connotation to anger, but in this light, it has a very positive connotation. Because what you're looking for are the very injustices in the world that causes you to have heartburn. When I think about me, some of the things that really cause me to have heartburn, that really angers me, is the seeming hopelessness that's pervasive throughout our culture. It shows up with those who choose to engage in human trafficking. It also shows up in the ongoing statistics that we see about businesses, 95% of businesses failing within their first 5 years. Let's take the next acronym and the next letter in the acronym MAT, which is T. T stands for transformation. And so here you're wanting to answer the question, what transformation do I want to bring into this world? Like, what do you want to teach? What's the message that you want to carry? What's the one big idea that you want to be sort of like a hallmark for your life? When I think about that, for me, it's centered around this idea of wanting to help break invisible boundaries over what we all believe is possible for us to be, do, and have. Far too often we cry about the cards not being dealt in our favor. Little do we know that we can shove those cards back to the center of the table and simply demand that a new set of cards be dealt, or step into the role of the card dealer himself and choose to live our lives by design and not by default. So when I think about my spiritual purpose, part of my spiritual purpose is to help end hopelessness. Why? Because I know that it's at the very root of all of the evil that we see in our society today. You see, I exist to be a catalyst to help people identify, unlock, and step into the very reason that they exist on this side of heaven, so that they can fulfill the destiny call that is upon their life. I help people reveal, release, and unleash their God-given destiny. That's my spiritual purpose. Let's look at the next dimension of purpose, which is your life purpose. Your life purpose is kind of personal. It's really focused on you. It's not about doing something transcendental, right? That just impacts humanity at large. It's really an opportunity for you to choose to be selfish and to be okay doing so. And so the acronym that I use for identifying and unlocking your life purpose is called I am. If you've ever done an affirmation, chances are you start out with I am. Well, those three letters mean something as it relates to your life purpose. The I stands for interests. Like, what are you naturally interested in? One of those things for me is personal growth. The A stands for abilities. Like, what are your natural abilities? What are things that you naturally do that for you, it's just so common, but other people look at it and like, man, I wish I could do that. Some of those things for me are being a naturally gifted communicator, being a teacher. But for you, there could be a vast number of things that show up in that dimension. The M in I am is motivations, but with a slight twist to it this time. Because here we're looking for the things that you are naturally motivated to want to learn more about. Nobody has to twist your arm to go figure out more about this particular subject matter. And for me, business, finance, human psychology, people, those are some of the things that I'm naturally inclined to want to learn more about. And so my life purpose is to simply create 7-figure mentors. As John said, I work with executives and entrepreneurs and disgruntled coaches to show them how to build a 7-figure business coaching enterprise, to live into their desire to want to mentor other businesses. Your vision, in essence, is kind of how you're going to bring your purpose to pass. Like, you think about John, and his vision shows up both in his for-purpose entity with the Mainseed, as well as his for-profit Mainseed, as well as his for-purpose, which is his foundation. And then your goals, which is the last thing, are the very exact steps that you have to take to bring your vision to pass and to live into your purpose. When you have clarity on your PVG, you will never fall victim to the shiny object syndrome again. Thank you, John, for having me.
Wow. Ike, you are a great speaker. I learned so many things, all the acronyms. Wow. It says, never fall victim to a shining object syndrome, SOS. Oh my God. And how can you avoid that? By having your PVG. Oh, that's P stands for purpose, vision, and goals. Lots of acronyms. And these are things that they all resonated with me. And you know what they say, for as long as something affects you or resonates with you, there are millions of other people out there who this would resonate with. Thank you so much, Ike. I really enjoyed everything. And I know you are a financial literacy expert. And how can people reach out to you?
I'd love to share a gift with your audience. And if they go to my website, which is my name, they can get a copy. They can get access to a free gift, seven steps to learning how you can experience both life and money more abundantly. So check me out at ikeikoku.com and get access to that resource and tool for you.
All right. If you're listening to this program, the website is currently being displayed on the screen. Just go to the website. No knowledge is wasted. These are powerful people. They came out today, not for themselves, but for you who's listening, you who's watching. And you also should do the favor of liking and sharing this video just to save that other person who needs to hear this story. So thank you so much, Ike. And I appreciate the fact that you took time out of your busy schedule to come on the program. I know you're a very busy person.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. It's been a blast.
All right, my pleasure. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, brother. Take care.
Yes, I hope you all are currently being blessed with a lot of information that would help you live a better 2021. I understand that everything in life is a cliche, but it is whenever that cliche resonates with you that truly matters. So continue to listen with an open heart, take down lots of notes, and I will be introducing the next and the last speaker to you. He's a powerful man. His name is Eseverere from Florida. Eseverere is a husband, father, avid entrepreneur, a professional network marketer with 15 plus years of experience in that sector. He's a licensed realtor in the state of Florida. He's got 10 years of real estate experience. He's a motivational speaker. Eseverere and I both have the same speaking mentor. That's the legend himself, Mr. Les Brown. Eseverere's efforts never go unnoticed. He's a powerful man. He's a goal-getter. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to help me welcome to the stage this powerful speaker and brother, Eseverere. Eseverere, how are you? I can't hear you. You need to unmute yourself, Eseverere.
Okay, you should have me now. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, man. I'm doing better than awesome with all the amazing speakers that you put together. I just want to give shouts out to you, my brother, for what you put together today. And I hope that your audience is pleased with your efforts. So thank you, my brother, for everything that you have been doing.
My pleasure, brother. So the stage is all yours.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, first of all, I want to give it back up to John and all the amazing speakers that have spoken before me. Kudos to each and every last one of you all. Y'all did an amazing job of putting together what we call strategic planning in 2021. And what I want to just cap off with, and my brother Ike, oh man, I don't even know if I want to go behind you with all the nuggets that you shared, as well as all the other speakers, but I want to just share with you all what I'm very passionate about. And that's helping individuals create more cash flow for themselves. So my brother John asked me to come speak on strategic planning. And I thought, what better message to share? Because I know last year in 2020, most of us have been put in financial strains. And I know that's what is going to help us and what will cure a lot of our problems within our community as well as around the world if we had more cash flow. So what I want to talk to the audience about today is how to create more cash flow, how to strategically plan to create more cash flow. Well, first of all, you must have a system. See, a system is going to save yourself stress, time, energy, as well as money. So let's talk about how to create more cash flow. Most Americans don't know that they are overpaying in taxes. If you're a W-2 employee or maybe even a business owner, you are overpaying in taxes. I'm a business owner and I know this firsthand. When I first got licensed, I wasn't keeping up with anything. And so we must keep up with our expenses and we must lower our taxes if we're a W-2 employee. If you don't believe what I'm sharing, go to irs.gov and they'll tell you that the reason why most Americans are getting a refund check, and most Americans are looking for that refund check now, as well as that stimulus credit. And I'm going to share some information about what stimulus credit that this company I'm going to share with you has to offer you to help you create more cash flow, lower your taxes. See, the government says that the reason why you're getting a refund check is because you have your W-4 filled out incorrectly. See, if we had more cash flow, we can pay for the items. We wouldn't need a stimulus check. But also, if we had higher credit scores, we wouldn't be paying high insurance premiums or high interest rates on our credit cards or trying to get a home. And see, that's what's very important to me, is helping individuals create financial independence for themselves. And so what I want to just go over, just because I know I'm short on time, so I don't have much time to crunch this down in 10 minutes. So I'm going to go over a brief overview. when we have more cash flow by saving in our taxes, by increasing our credit scores and lowering our debt, you know, we can do a lot more for ourselves and our communities. See, Winston Churchill say, we make a living by not what we get, we make a living by what we give. And so what I want to give to you all today is the gift of entrepreneurship to help you all create more cash flow so you don't need a refund check. So you can save up for your children. See that? No, it's a good book out there that say we must leave an inheritance for our children. And the only way that we're going to be able to do so is watch our money. See, there's a saying that say either you watch your money or your money will watch you. So as I conclude, we must create more cash flow by saving on our taxes, increasing our credit scores, lowering our debt. Now, on average, most Americans are carrying on average anywhere between $10,000 and $16,000 worth of debt. Now, I want you to just imagine if you had zero debt. Imagine you had zero debt going out to any of your creditors, mortgage, student loans, whatever debt you have, and you had that cash flow to keep in your pocket or to invest. See, we must learn to invest like the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, and all the other wealthy billionaires that's out there. We must put together strategic plans to save and give our kids a financial, I don't know if y'all ever went to the swimming pool and you had someone to come behind you on a diving board and give you a spring. That's what we must do for our kids. We must give them a springboard to lift off into financial freedom. And so my goal and my mission throughout the rest of my life is to help individuals get the gift of entrepreneurship. See, if we had entrepreneurship, we can do so much for each other. Imagine this group of speakers that's on this platform today. I think it's like 6, 7, maybe 8 of us. Imagine that all of us are debt-free, had zero debt, but we had cash flow coming in, let's just say in excess of $100,000 each. Well, with that type of income, what could we do on a collective basis? The question not what we could do, but what we couldn't do. We could do a lot of things. And so if we create entrepreneurs amongst our community, showing them how to create more cash flow with their existing income, how much better off would those individuals be? I believe in my heart of hearts that we wouldn't need to worry about a stimulus check. We wouldn't need to worry about an additional $1,400. We wouldn't need a PPP loan. However, I would say take that PPP loan, invest it wisely in your business, and get a tax refund off that. I think my brother Ike can share more with you. He's a licensed CPA. And what we offer with MWR Financial, we offer licensed CPA service, licensed certified financial advisor service, licensed certified credit restoration experts, licensed debt reduction experts, as well as experts to show you how to put your money into private banking as well as land banking. Private banking is where you put your money just like the Rockefellers. The Rockefellers had their own private bank. I wanted to offer you at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you a link as well as my calendar link to book a 15-minute free consultation where I can share more information about this amazing program that will help you create more cash flow, no matter if you're a W-2 employee or a business owner. And for all my individuals that's out there looking to purchase a home, purchasing a home is, owning a home is, well, let me say it like this. A homeowner wealth is 40 times more greater than a renter. So if you're looking to purchase a home, what better way than to have a home-based business to where now you can write off, the square footage of that home. Now you can write off your internet service. Now you can write off a lot of other different things by having a home-based business. You can go to irs.gov, look at all the tax advantages of having a home-based business, or give me a call. My number will be listed at the end of this presentation, as well as you can reach me on LinkedIn. You can reach me on Facebook, Instagram. You can reach me wherever you can Google Eseverere Burst. There's only one Eseverere Burst, and I look forward to sharing more information with you about this amazing program. But more importantly, I look forward to just speaking with you and helping you create more cash flow in your life, helping you develop financial freedom for you and your family. See, if we don't develop financial freedom for our family, guess what? Someone else will. Or someone else will have us working to provide financial freedom for their family. So the choice is really ours. Would you want to be creating financial freedom for you and your family, or creating financial freedom for someone else's family? So with that being said, I don't know if I'm out of time. I could go longer, but I think I'm about out of time. So I want to just bring it, John, back up to the floor, as well as let me give you this link. I want you to go to shiftmyincome.com. That's www.shiftmyincome.com. Watch the 22-minute video, then give me a call. My number is area code 352-443-1396. Again, you can reach me on LinkedIn. You can reach me on Facebook. You can reach me on Instagram. And then go to calendly.com/Burst Wealth Advisors. Thank you for your time. Thank you for this amazing platform. Thank you to all the other speakers that spoke before me. I gained so many jewels, so many nuggets, and I will be sharing them on my next presentation. Thank you so much, my brother John.
Wow, 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 wow. Eseverere Burst. That was phenomenal. Thank you so much for this wealth of knowledge. You talked about having a system. So do you have a system that the people out there can use to create wealth?
Yes. Go to that video, go to that website, www.shiftmyincome.com. What I love about this company is that they put together a system that all you have to do is plug and play. If you're looking to get an increase on average, anywhere between $300 and $600, if you're a W-2 employee, and that's what on average that we give out. Most Americans don't know that we pay taxes from January to August, and really and truly, we can go exempt from August to December because that's the overage that we're paying the government. So, 1/3 of our income goes toward the government. So what this program shared with you, MWR Financial, and it was founded by a gentleman by the name of Mr. Brian House, phenomenal leader. He has over 3 decades of financial background. He had ran Credit Tracks, which is a credit restoration company, for over 3 decades. And I love the platform what he put together because it's all plug and play. You upload your last check stub as well as your last tax return, and you will get that instant pay raise from getting a restructured W-4 form that the expert, the certified public accountant, and the certified financial advisors will email you. And all you have to do is turn that into your HR department and get an instant pay raise anywhere from $300 to $600. Now, same thing with Credit Max. It's just plug and play. Upload your last 3 credit reports, and then you can get an instant, on average, 50 to 150 points, anywhere between 60 and 90 days. Some cases maybe sooner, some cases maybe longer. All right. Debt, same thing with debt. Upload all your debt, your interest payments, what you're paying in interest, when the payment is due, and then the expert will email you an equity max statement, what to pay without you paying more to pay off that debt, anywhere between 1/2 and 1/3 of the time. And private banking, putting your money into a private bank where you're earning interest anywhere between 3 and 12%, and get this, without being taxed. That's the beauty. Without being taxed. And then buying land in the path of growth. My grandfather told me this. I've been around real estate all my life. He said, buy land because God is not giving us anymore. So all the land that we have is all that we're going to get. So why not purchase land in the path of growth where you're buying it at a 20 to 25% discount? That's powerful. So I would love to share more information today, throughout this weekend. We're going to be giving a stimulus credit. This is Mr. Brian House. He's giving a stimulus credit, and I'll be straight up front with you. To start this home-based business, it costs $228.97, but Mr. Brian House is giving a $99 stimulus credit, meaning that you can start your home-based business for $129.97 just for this weekend only. So if you're looking to get started, now's the time to get started with MWR Financial.
Wow, that's awesome, my brother. Thank you so much for those nuggets.
You're welcome.
We all want to invest. We all want to make money. But are we doing it the right way? Are we protecting the money? Are we, leaving a legacy? Now, you mentioned leaving an inheritance. That is where financial literacy comes in. And I really do appreciate you for that. And you advise people to take the PPP loan to grow their businesses. Yeah, this is the time for every business owner to be active, to be available, to get all the financial education you can get so you don't make any mistake. We all went through challenges last year, but this year we have experts. Mentorship is key. If you need any form of help, please reach out. That's why we brought these guys out here, so you can work with them, to help you move from where you are to where you want to go. Thank you so much, Eseverere. The website again is, the website is shiftmyincome.com. Is that correct?
Correct. Shiftmyincome.com.
All right. So if you're listening, that's the website currently being displayed on the screen. You can reach out to them, call him. He gave you a telephone number. If you need any form of advice, financial literacy, Eseverere Burse will be able to work with you. Am I right?
Yes, my brother.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hey, one quick thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's shiftmyincomenow.com. Shiftmyincomenow.com.
Okay, shiftmyincomenow.com.
Correct.
Shiftmyincomenow.com. So if you're listening, it's shiftmyincomenow.com. It's currently being displayed on the screen for you. You can always replay this video so you can get all the information, so you can write down those things you missed. So thank you once again, Eseverere. It's a pleasure. I'll bring you on my program from time to time because we all need financial literacy. We cannot be working so hard and also not knowing how to protect our investments. Thank you.
You're welcome, my brother. Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day.
Same to you, my brother.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying till the end. If it's on a replay, if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Now, I know life itself is unfair. A lot of people went through several things, several challenges in their life. But I want you to know that tough times never last, but tough people do. That's a quote from Robert Schuller. I love that quote. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. That's another quote from Franklin Roosevelt. No matter what you're going through in life, I want you to understand that it is only a phase that will certainly pass. We know the level of depression has increased. The level of anxiety has increased. The level of domestic violence has increased. But all these wonderful speakers that you have heard from today have shared one or two tips that can help us live a good life, that can help us move to the point where we want to be. The best thing you can do for yourself is to constantly develop yourself, is to always have an open heart, an open mind when you're listening to people, because that 1 second can change everything for you. I want you to think about it. No matter what you think about yourself, no matter what people think about you, I want you to know that you are destined for greatness. All you need is have a plan, have a strategic plan. And having a plan will not do everything, but you must take action on those plans. Greg Reed said, a dream written down with timelines becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed with action makes your dreams come true. So no matter what you do, action ends it all. So if you're looking for individuals, if you're looking for motivational speakers who can help you ignite the fire in your team, who can help you take your life from where you currently are to where you would love to be, feel free to reach out to any of these speakers, as they would be more than willing to walk with you. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. It's been a pleasure hosting this program. And I want you to remember that today is the first day of the rest of your life. Think about it and have a great rest of your day.